Welcome back to the show. Let's go to line number 2. Say good morning to the Liberal Member of Parliament elected in and serving the folks of St. John's East. That's Joanne Thompson. Good morning, Joanne. You're on the air.
Good morning, Patty. How are you today?
I'm very well, thanks. How about you?
I'm good, thank you.
So what do we got?
Well, Patty, I wanted to call in for a Small Business Week. I know it's towards the end of the week, but I absolutely want to do a shout out to the businesses, certainly around the province, but in particular in St. John's East, for the work that they do. Really underscore the importance of all of us in Newfoundland and Labrador supporting our small businesses, buy local wherever you can, because it really, our small businesses are the backbone of our economy, and we need to continue to support them. I want to just remind anyone in my riding that the community update is out, and it is really my report card of the last year. There are a number of strategies for small businesses, along other, certainly across all sectors, but certainly with this a Small Business Week, the strategies to help businesses over the last 3 years, but as we move forward in the next couple of years as well. And certainly I would be remiss to not remind people November 11th is coming quickly. Buy a poppy, support our veterans. It's incredibly important. This is a significant source of income for many of the legions, and I think it's important that we support them in the coming weeks.
There was support throughout the pandemic, wage subsidies, what have you, some forgivable portion of CEBA loans, but 7 out of 10 small businesses in this country took on some pretty significant debt through the crisis of the pandemic. Then you add to it, labour shortages and even CPP contributions going up. Many small businesses would consider that some sort of payroll tax. So insofar as the heavy debt load, and small business is a big cog in the engine of the economy, but some of these debt loads, some businesses say it's going to take up to 2 years to repay these loans. So I know government's going to have to cut back on spending and rein it in, as we heard from the Minister of Finance, Chrystia Freeland, yesterday. Some budget cuts are going to have to come on the backs of some of these small businesses. So even something like the debt load that small business has taken on, what's the government think or say about that?
Well, I think there's a number of programs, Patty, that have come out over the last number of months. One is certainly extending the deadline for repayment of the emergency account loans. And it's really, that process of repayment is not intended to create more of a hardship. So it really is about how we can work with businesses to help navigate troubling times. And part of the very real and timely strategies that continue to roll out from the federal government are about how we're able to support people and businesses now as we move through this period of fiscal tightening, but also understanding that the projections once we move into the next number of months are incredibly strong. One of the things that I will say is, and this is someone who worked on the front lines during COVID pandemic, I know how difficult that time was. But I also know that the supports the government put in place allowed us to maintain our homes, our businesses, our workspaces during that time. In the months and the year following the worst of the lockdown, we really saw the economy in Canada come back. I mean, there's no doubt Canada has stepped forward as a fiscal leader in the G7. So we do have that in our favor. And one of the things that I really want to be able to say to certainly my constituents and to any of your listeners is, yes, we have tough times right now, but there are very specific programs that are rolling out to help people, and we will continue to roll those programs out. We are in a global period of financial stress, but Canada is well positioned to lead in the recovery.
And of course, the economy, inflation still continues to be a worry, but even in job creation, which I know governments love to talk about job numbers, in the last 12 to 18 months, almost 87% of the jobs created in this country have been in the public sector, so it's not really the rosy sign that people point to. And also for small business, of which we've lost a load throughout the pandemic. The issue regarding what people refer to as the Amazon effect. So if there's anywhere that small business needs some sort of guidance, leadership or support, is in this whole leap to digital. Retail sales are way up in the country, but so many Canadians want to continue to shop online. We saw explosions at Walmart online, Amazon online, Target online. That is bad for small business. They can't compete with these giants. I know there's been some moves made on the advertising front, like trying to rein in the Facebooks and the Googles of the world on that front. But I look around, and I have many friends in small business. It's the lack of support in this leap to digital, to rein in the Amazon effect, is sadly missing on the small business landscape. Your thoughts?
Well, actually, Patty, it's a very good point. And I will tell you that government recently launched $4 billion in a Canadian digital adoption program because, to your point, we need to be competitive, and small businesses are well able to compete in the digital space. So certainly, part of that community update, and the reason I referenced it in the beginning, is the links to those programs are in that update, and certainly the link to my office. And any local business that would like to become part of this program, please reach out. We send notices to businesses in the riding to let them know when these programs are come on stream, because we need to be part of the global move to a digital economy. I mean, our world has shifted and changed, and I firmly believe Canada and Newfoundland and Labrador can be a global leader, but we absolutely must get these programs that keep us competitive. We must get them within all of our businesses and really ensure that we continue to lead and not fall behind. So there are programs there. I want to make sure we get them out.
Appreciate the time, Joanne. Thank you.
Thank you, Patty. A pleasure speaking with you.
My pleasure. Take care. Bye-bye. It's MP Joanne Thompson, of course, Liberal member for St. John's East. Let's